It was about 7:30 on Friday morning. I went to the local petrol station to buy newspapers and a few essentials. I didn't go to fill the car up, although if I'd known what was coming, I probably would have done. And somebody complained vociferously, using quite bad language, about where I'd parked. Now, they might have had a point, but I was quite surprised by the level of aggression. Now, I do sometimes get Remainers talking to me like that, but what I was witnessing was the beginning of the great fuel panic. Because by the end of the day, there were huge queues forming everywhere. And you only had to look at the newspaper stands to realise why. Big, screaming, tabloid headlines that the pumps were running dry, all to do with a shortage of drivers. Now, I think the truth of it is that actually most petrol stations are getting the same amounts of petrol and diesel this week as they had last week. But in an act of collective selfishness, people who rarely use their cars decided they'd fill the car up in any jerry can or other receptacle they could find. I felt very sorry for those who needed to get to hospitals, those who were working as nurses, doctors, and those who really needed fuel because very selfish people were getting in their way. So it's now a situation where most of our stations have run dry. They will get filled up again over the course of the next 48 hours, and no doubt the queues will immediately form. So I wonder, are we headed towards petrol rationing? It sounds extreme. It sounds radical. It sounds the kind of thing that happens only in wartime or if you have a communist government. But already, Surrey County Council on the verge of declaring a major incident and prioritising certain people to get fuel. And indeed, rationing has already started at fuel stations who are limiting drivers when they've got fuel to 30, 35 or 40 pounds worth. I very much hope we don't head towards rationing. I hope some sanity comes back in. But underneath all of this is a bigger problem, a shortage of HGV drivers across the board, not just those qualified to carry dangerous substances like fuel. And somehow the government, who've been completely asleep at the wheel. Only in the last 48 hours do we hear Grant Shapps, the minister responsible, saying, well, we'll call in the army or we'll do something. The truth of it is, the biggest problem here is the DVLA, who have been working from home, who also had a strike in August. That was jolly helpful, wasn't it? And we've got a backlog of about 40,000 people who are yet to be processed through the system as HGV drivers. And I do really feel that inefficiency at the DVLA is holding this country to ransom.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.